You feel it, don't you? That shift in the air, that ache in your chest when you think of him. The angels say, your name echoes in his heart like a prayer he's afraid to say out loud. This connection wasn't random. Heaven chose the moment your souls intertwined. And since then, something ancient has stirred within him, a longing buried deep beneath years of silence, protected by pride, fear, and wounds that haven't yet healed. You didn't need to chase him. Your presence, pure, grounded, radiant, was enough. It disrupted the false peace he had gotten used to. And now, though he might not say it yet, he's haunted by what he feels for you. He's closer than ever to letting the words slip from his lips. But love, true love, requires more than just timing. It demands readiness, surrender, truth. The angels whisper, he watches you, not to memorize you, but to remember who he is when you're around. You were sent to him like a mirror from God, to reflect not just what he wants, but what he forgot he needed. Your tenderness cracked open the walls around his heart, letting in light he never asked for but now can't live without. And still, he hesitates. Not because you lack anything, but because facing you means facing himself. Can he love you without pretending? Without hiding? That question lives inside him now, pulsing louder each day. He's not the same man he was when you met. Quietly, invisibly, he's walking toward you. Not with grand gestures or rehearsed confessions, but with soul. With eyes that say what lips still can't. The angels show me the moment is near. When the heart breaks open, not in pain, but in release. When the truth he's held back comes forward, trembling, real. And you? Will you be ready to receive it? For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. He pulls away, then inches closer. He goes silent, then lingers in your orbit. And it leaves you wondering, what is he running from? The angels say, his fear is not of you, it's of being seen. Long before you arrived, he learned to guard his heart like a secret. Life taught him that love comes with conditions, that vulnerability invites abandonment, that to be soft is to be shattered. So he built walls made of logic, timing, distance. But you didn't knock them down. You melted them. Slowly, gently, with the way you simply are. He didn't expect you. You weren't in the plan. And that's what scares him most, how easily you bypassed the stories he told himself. How your presence made his armor feel heavy. Useless. Loud. You see, he feels deeply. More than he knows how to manage. That's why he keeps love just far enough to admire, but not touch. Because to touch it would mean unraveling. And you make him unravel. The angels show him pacing, heart full, words trapped, trying to protect you from the chaos inside him. But what he doesn't realize is, you've already touched the part of him he hides from the world. And instead of retreating, you stayed. Quiet. Patient. True. She's not afraid of my mess, he tells himself. But what if I can't be what she needs? Still, his heart remembers. Remembers the softness of your gaze. The safety in your energy. The rare gift of being known, without being judged. And though fear shouts in his ear, the soul whispers louder, she's not like the others. She won't hurt you for being human. He's wrestling now, not with his love for you, but with the belief that he deserves to feel it, show it, live it. The angels are near, holding space for his unraveling, for his walls to soften into doorways. He's afraid. Yes. But love doesn't need him to be fearless, only honest. You have held space for him, waited through the silence, loved through the distance. But now, dear soul, the angels turn their gaze to you. Do not forget yourself in the name of love, they whisper. Your light was never meant to be dimmed in someone else's journey. Yes, he's growing, healing, awakening. But your soul was never meant to be the cost of his growth. You are not just a chapter in someone else's transformation. You are the story, too. The angels remind you, it is not selfish to protect your tenderness, to set boundaries that honor your peace, to rest, to breathe, to nourish the sacred temple that is your body, your heart. He may be the one you love, but you are the one you must not abandon. Don't shrink so he can find himself. Don't silence your needs for fear of overwhelming him. Don't trade your stillness for his confusion. This connection is sacred, but sacredness includes you. He is not your purpose. He is a mirror, a trigger, a companion in growth. But your essence, your joy, your path, your magic, was never meant to be paused while he catches up. Let her bloom, the angels say, even if he's not ready to stand in her garden yet. So take your time back. Run your fingers through your hair with care. Prepare your meals like rituals. Speak to yourself like a lover. Reclaim the parts of you that became silent while you waited. You are the light. You are the invitation. And even love must meet you where you shine. The angels are weaving his growth. But yours? That belongs to you now. Choose yourself, and in doing so, you choose a future where you're no longer waiting to be chosen. There's something about the way you see him. Not just with your eyes, but with your soul. It unsettles him, because you don't just see the best of him. You see all of him. The angels say, she is the mirror his ego cannot negotiate, and his spirit cannot escape. When he looks at you, he feels exposed. Because your gaze doesn't stop at his surface. It reaches into the depths he's avoided, the questions he silenced, the wounds he thought were buried too deep to name. You awaken the unfinished parts of him. The boy who never felt good enough. The man who forgot how to trust. And he doesn't know whether to thank you or run away from you. But here's the truth the angels ask you to hold gently. It was never your job to fix what he still hides. You are not here to heal him with your wholeness. You are here to stand in your truth so clearly that he cannot continue to live outside of his. That is your power. Not just the softness of your heart, but the clarity of your presence. You reflect back to him what is possible: intimacy without performance, love without shame, surrender without loss. And still, this reflection can be terrifying. Because to truly accept your love, he would need to drop the mask he's worn for years. And masks, even the ones that suffocate, feel like safety when you've never known freedom. The angels say he is not avoiding you. He is avoiding the version of himself that only exists in your light. You are the truth he's been afraid to confront. And he knows, to love you is to step fully into that mirror, completely, without any more hiding. Not everyone is ready for their reflection. But the mirror never lies. Something is shifting. You can feel it in the pauses between his words, in the glances that linger longer than they should. And though he hasn't said it, something is awakening inside him. The angels whisper, the seed you planted in his soul has begun to bloom in silence. He's starting to notice the way he softens when he thinks of you. The way his world feels emptier in your absence. The way your name lives in the rhythm of his quietest thoughts. At first, he tried to rationalize it, dismiss it, but the truth refuses to stay dormant. And now, even the parts of him he buried are starting to rise. He hears your voice in the calm, sees your face in moments of stillness, feels your essence in places he never expected. He's haunted, not by fear, but by the memory of how safe it felt to be near you. This is the beginning. The beginning of him realizing that what you shared wasn't coincidence, wasn't chemistry, and wasn't fleeting. It was soul. It is soul. And now, the weight of your absence is louder than the fear of your presence. The angels show him reaching. Quietly. Cautiously. Testing the edges of a love he once feared might break him. But now he wonders, what if it builds him instead? You may not see fireworks. But watch for the small signs, the text at an unexpected hour, the way his tone softens, the question he asks that he never would have dared before. These are the cracks in the armor. The light is entering. And though he may not know how to name this awakening, His soul already knows who called it forward. It was you. He comes close, then vanishes. He opens a window to his heart, only to close it again. And each time you wonder, is it real? Or am I imagining all of this? The angels lean in and say, yes, it's real. But love that touches the soul rarely arrives in a straight line. What you're witnessing is not rejection, it's resistance. Not because you are too much, but because your presence stirs too deeply. There's a rhythm to his hesitations. A pattern you've come to know so well. The closeness, the retreat, the silence, the return. It's not a game. It's his way of surviving something he doesn't yet know how to surrender to. Because this kind of love, the kind that sees him, cracks him, and heals him, asks for everything. And everything is hard to give when you've spent years giving only fragments. The angels show a loop. A karmic echo. He's walked this path before, in other forms, other lifetimes. But you? You break the cycle just by being different. Still, it scares him. He's afraid that if he steps fully in, he'll lose control. Lose himself. Lose the identity he built to protect the wound. So instead, he moves in circles, closer than further, hoping to stay near you without surrendering to what that nearness demands. And yet, he always returns. Because what he fears most is not the risk of love. It's the emptiness of living without it. The angels ask you not to measure his love by the consistency of his presence, but by the courage it takes for him to keep coming back. Even through fear. Even through doubt. Even through himself. This is not about waiting for him to be perfect. It's about understanding that his soul is learning to walk toward love, even while his wounds try to walk away. He doesn't say it. But your love heals him. The angels whisper, she loves him in the quiet, and that quiet becomes his sanctuary. There's a kind of medicine in the way you care. Not loud. Not demanding. Just present. Just true. He may not understand it yet. He may not know how to receive love that asks for nothing in return. But his soul does. His soul drinks it like water after a long drought. Every time you chose patience over pressure. Every time you offered kindness when his words fell short. Every time you stayed soft when his fears turned sharp, you taught him what safety feels like. And in that safety, the healing began. You see, love like yours doesn't fix a man. It remembers him. It reminds him of the wholeness that always lived beneath the pain. You didn't try to save him. That's what makes your presence so sacred. You simply loved, without an agenda, without an expectation of reward. And that, dear soul, is the rarest medicine of all. He is not the man you first met. Even if he hasn't shown you yet, the shifts are happening. Slowly. In the background. In the small, almost invisible ways that matter most. He thinks about how you spoke to him. How you listened, not just with your ears, but with your heart. How you didn't run when he broke into pieces. And he carries that now. Like a prayer. Like a balm. Like a truth his body didn't know it needed. You've already changed him. Not by force, but by love that asked for nothing, and gave everything. The angels say, love like hers doesn't fade. It plants. It roots. It blooms where silence once lived. And now, something inside him has begun to bloom. You've asked in silence, haven't you? Why all the delays? Why all the signs, but no certainty? The angels answer, because timing is not delay, it's divine design. This love is not lost. It's being aligned. Heaven has been moving quietly through the spaces between you, rearranging what needed to fall, breaking what was built on fear, and restoring what's been asleep in him for too long. And still, you wait. But your waiting has not been empty. It has been sacred. It has been watched. It has been blessed. You have grown while he found the courage to see you not just as a desire, but as destiny. The angels show me a path paved not in straight lines, but in steps of surrender. They've placed moments, lessons, detours. Also that neither of you would arrive broken, but ready. Ready to love in wholeness, not in fragments. To see each other clearly, not through wounds. To choose, not need. There is no force more precise than divine timing. And though your human heart longs for certainty, your soul remembers. God does not forget what He has promised. The seeds you've sown, of faith, of patience, of unwavering love, will not wither. They will rise. In due time. In the right season. He may not have spoken yet. But even in His silence, He's being guided. Led not just by the memory of you, but by the feeling that refuses to leave. The same feeling God placed there the moment your souls first touched. The angels say, let go of the clock, and trust the compass. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not delay. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. There is a moment, one He hasn't told you about, when He almost spoke, when the words trembled on His tongue, when love pressed hard against His silence, but fear won. The angels saw it. Don't mistake His silence for indifference, they whisper. It is the armor He wears over a heart that still bleeds. He wants to love you. You need to know that. But wanting and being ready are two different lifetimes. He looks at you and sees a truth that asks Him to undress His soul. And that is terrifying for someone who was taught that love must be earned, or hidden. He has loved before. Or so he thought. But it was love that demanded masks. Love that punished softness. Love that made him believe his feelings were flaws. Then you arrived. And everything in him remembered what real love feels like. But to step into that memory would mean shedding the story he's told himself for years, that closeness is a threat, not a healing. So he keeps a safe distance. A soft retreat. A careful holding back. Not because he doesn't feel, but because what he feels is too much. And no one ever taught him that too much could be holy. The angels show a man pacing alone, holding his phone, rewriting the same message again and again, wanting to say, I miss you, but not knowing how to risk the echo of silence. He's afraid you'll see his need and run. Afraid that loving you might leave him exposed in the worst way. But you see him already, don't you? Even in the spaces where he hides, you see. And still you stay. The angels ask, will you keep seeing him with compassion, until he learns to see himself the same? My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. You've walked through confusion, through silence, through the ache of almost. You've carried the weight of what was never said, yet always felt. And now, you arrive at the sacred threshold of acceptance. Not of defeat, but of surrender. The angels say, the love you hold is real. And because it's real, it does not beg. It breathes. You are not here to convince him of what he already knows. You are not here to battle the river, only to let it carry you where grace has already prepared the shore. Let go. Let go of how it should look. Let go of how quickly it should arrive. Let go of the fantasy you built to quiet the ache. And in that letting go, you'll find truth. Because love, when true, doesn't require control. It requires trust. Trust that what is yours will stay. Trust that what is fading was never meant to take root. Trust that God saw every tear you wiped away in silence, every prayer you whispered when no one was watching, and He is not unjust to forget the seeds you've sown. You don't need to wait by the door anymore. Live. Love your own skin. Fill your own cup. Speak to yourself with the tenderness you've so generously given Him. And if one day He returns, not out of guilt, but clarity, your heart will know. It will recognize the tone of a love that finally found its courage. And if He doesn't? The angels remind you, the one who sees your soul, who matches your depth, who walks beside you without fear, that one is already on the way. What is divine cannot be missed. What is real does not require chasing. What is yours will arrive, on time, in truth, in peace. Now breathe. Heaven is not late.